Hey guys, it's Jimblade8304 here, and this is set 71845, Lloyd's Jet Mech from Dragon's Rising Season 3. Released everywhere else in the world except for North America on June 1st. It releases in North America on August 1st for $110 with 1,112 pieces and 5 minifigs. Moving the box aside, we have a lot to look at here, so let's get started first with the minifigs. Our first minifig is Lloyd in his Ghost Hunter attire, and I think this figure is very nice. I love the bright green used for him. Not as big on the dark red accents for him. I don't think it particularly works. He brings back the island hairpiece, and he has a katana in his scabbard. I love the armor piece. I think it looks really good with the dual molding. Taking the armor off, we can see some of the prints that were usually obscured. He gets the same face print that we've had since the Ninjago movie, and his letter symbol on the back. I think this figure is pretty good overall. The dark tan, I think, works better than the dark red as an accent color. Overall, I think this is a really good minifig. Our other hero inclusion, and the only other one in the set, is Sora in her Ghost Hunter outfit. I love her color combination. I have since Dragon's Rising Season 1 with the dark blue and the coral color. I think it works nice. She sports the reveal blade and the soul lantern. She also gets 2 katanas in her scabbard. And I think this figure looks really, really nice. I love just the white and the way that works with the other colors. Taking off the armor piece, which again I think looks fantastic, we have her face print and the rest of the torso print. I'm not as big of a fan of this face print as I am this one. I wish the eyes would have been like more of a brighter pink than they are. But overall, I think this is a really good figure and the color scheme works. Next up, we have Kerr of the Forbidden Five, the Elemental Master of Decay. It has a very nice built-up weapon, and I think that looks absolutely incredible. Arm printing on the one side, which I think looks really, really nice. I love the medium nougat used for the torso, if I'm not mistaken, and also the arm on the other side. Regular brown for the legs and the hat piece, as well as the armor. Gets the Forbidden Five symbol partially covered by what looks like a torn up cloth piece. Taking the head off, you can see a little bit of a ponytail and a better look at the face print showing a decayed look, thus the Elemental Master of Decay. Next minifig is Tyr, the leader of the Dragonian tribe before he was first turned into the Dragonian warrior, and then now he is the Spectral Dragonian warrior. He has the dark blue dragon on the back. I wish these clips would have been dark blue. I don't know why they're not. I don't know if it's a stability issue with the piece in that color. The wings are in dark blue. They look very nice. It's nice to see this. You can also just take this off and have it as a little dragon. The armor returns from the first half of the year sets, and some nice silver and red detailing with the translucent light blue legs and arms. And there's a better look at his face print. And he does get not quite an alternate face, but just something that's there. And I love the silver detailing. The hip piece is also in silver. I just think it looks really nice overall. The other Dragonians use the same torso and head, if I'm not mistaken. But I think it's a good figure. The last minifig is the Spectral Dragonian Warrior. It's something we've seen in many of the sets for this wave. The armor piece is now in dark blue as opposed to gunmetal gray. The helmet on top is in gunmetal gray with red horns, and again, I think the color combination works. Same torso. I like the dual molding of the light aqua and translucent light blue for the tail piece. I think it just works really, really nicely, and it's the same print on the back. Moving on to the side build, Sora gets this little jet thing. I don't think this was in the show to my knowledge, and it's fine. It takes up maybe 20 pieces. It's an unnecessary inclusion, but it is nice overall. I don't hate it by any means. I like this little coral piece at the back. A couple stickers there, a couple handlebars for her to control on. You want her to have her standing on this piece. This can move up and down. The tail fins can move, and there is a couple translucent pink cones as like blasting pieces. Moving on to the villain side build, I think this is one of the best villain side builds we've had in many years for Ninjago. I just like the white and dark blue color combination with a little bit of light aqua mixed in. I think that's a very nice color that's underused in LEGO, especially in Ninjago. We haven't really seen it up until this wave. The dragon's head can move up and down. It's the same piece from the top of the Tournament Temple City and also the Rising Dragon Strike sets. The mouth can move as well. There's a seat for whoever you want to put. The wings can move up and down, nothing too crazy. The head can move as well. It's on a couple ball joints. The tail has some posability. The legs are on ratcheted joints here. You can move the toes as you wish. The wings cannot move aside from this up and down that I showed with those ratcheted joints. And there are a couple flags that you want to use the reveal blade with. I don't know exactly what these are for. I still don't understand how they work. Somebody in the comments, I'm sure, will tell me that I'm just missing something. Something to mention about this build is it also combines with the Thunderfang Dragon of Chaos set from the Spring Wave. I'm not going to demonstrate that because I can't quite figure out how to get it exactly, and I don't want to do it wrong for you guys and then be ridiculed in the comments. But just know it is a feature and it can do that, shown on the box right there. We bring in the jet itself. This does have a transforming feature, which we'll get to in a little bit. First, I want to admire the absolute beauty that is this jet. The designer did a fantastic job designing this and making it so you don't have to tear it apart to turn it from one to the other. I love the regular green and the dark green with a little bit of the bright yellow color. Not something I would have ever expected to work with dark green or regular green, but it just works. There are a little bit of gold accents as well. There's some large stickers used there. A couple on the wings and one at the center right there that has the Source Dragon logo thing on it. Moving it around, the wings can move in and out. That is part of the transforming feature, which we'll get to in a little bit. Not too many ugly colors showing, nothing too crazy. At the back there are a couple thrusters that are built into the feet, which we'll demonstrate when we turn it into the mech. And overall, I think this is just really incredible. You can see the hands are underneath of it. And again, just works really, really well with the color combination. In the cockpit, there is room for Lloyd to just lay down. There is no console or control stick or anything for him to hold on to. It's just the cockpit. It uses this nice windscreen piece. I wish there would have been like a control stick or something at least in there, but there's just nothing there. There are these illusions of little blaster pieces. There's no spring-loaded shooters, no stud shooters, no flick-fire missiles. You can also just move the wings in and out as you wish. So if you want to have it as a more aerodynamic attack mode, you can fold the wings back like that. If you want to have it more of a landed mode, you can bring them forward. Overall, this just is a really good set. To transform this into the mech itself. This is a little complicated. It might take me a minute, so bear with me here. If I'm not mistaken, these come apart like this. That's just clipped in with a Technic piece. These also come apart like this. They're on ratcheted joints to function as the shoulders. You can stand the mech up like this. And we'll get to all of these little details that you didn't see earlier. The cockpit comes down. This robot head comes forward. And you can move the mech shoulders like that. The arms come down like this. And just like that, you have now turned this into the mech. And I think this looks really good as well. There are also these two large sword pieces from the recolors of the ones from Prime Empire that you can just clip into the mech's hands using this blue Technic pin like that. Close the fingers in, and the same thing on the other side. They're just held into place with a Technic pin and a little axle to keep them from swiveling around unnecessarily, and I think that's very nice. The mech itself, I think, looks worse than the jet personally, but I think it still works very nicely. The gold is more prominent on this. It uses the ratcheted joints for the legs and also what would be the thrusters of the jet. Turning it around, nothing too crazy on the back, it's just the wings. You can kind of have it splayed in some action poses with this. I like the bright light green that is used for this piece. There is a little bit of gray showing, which is unfortunate. I wish they would have done something else for that. I wish they would recolor the Technic pins more than they do, but it's not terrible. The robot head does swivel up here at the top. You can move it around, has some nice posability there. You can open the cockpit, put Lloyd in. Overall, really good transformation feature. And the mech is pretty sturdy. It's not going to fall over with just regular play. Like, you can pick it up and set it down and it's not just going to fall over right away. Something I do appreciate in this set. Here I have it in like a running pose, Here it is balancing on one leg. This definitely wants to fall over, but it's not. There is no traction pieces used like something you would see on Pole's Titan Dragon Mech or something like that. But it is pretty solid overall with a solid foundation for the feet. This also uses those little, what would be droid heads, like every Ninjago mech ever, it seems. I don't hate the look of them, I just wish they would have been in a different color. They're in gray in like every Ninjago mech set, it seems. Overall, nothing too terrible to say about this set. Let's bring the box back in. Bringing the box back in, we can see Sora and the Art Dragon of Focus as the characters in the top right. I don't love Sora's side belt. I think it's unnecessary. I don't know why it's there. I think this set could have been $10 cheaper and not had that there. I think this is a perfectly good set. Without that, I like the villain side belt. That can stay. Maybe have that as a separate release for like $15 and then lower this to $80. And I think you have an absolute win for a set. I love the recolors. The color combination, again, is just something I never thought I would think would work. With the bright light yellow and the greens, and then the gold and black mixed in as well. Just something that works very nicely. On the side, we have Lloyd in his rendered CGI version. And on the back, it just shows that you can combine the villain side build with Thunderfang. And it also shows the transformation feature of the jet to the mech itself. And I think this is an absolutely incredible set for $110. Solid price per piece, solid value. You definitely feel like you get $110 worth of stuff, in my opinion. But that's just what I have to say about this set. Let me know if you plan on getting this one in the comment section down below. And what set do you want to see me review next? Thank you guys for watching. This is JimBlade8304, signing off. Bye.